What up, y'all? It's Chris Weathers, aka Shorty C94. We are back with episode 87 of Shorty's Sneaker Conversations. And today, my guest is short shooter Steph. What's up, everybody joining in? We appreciate it. Let's get our guest here. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
Good and yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. It's Monday, so I mean, other than being tired, I'm good.
Got you. I'm also tired, so I'm there with you. See you yankied out.
Always, Yankees are number one.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for being here today.
of course.
Yeah. Now, what's the most positive thing you've been able to take from the world since the pandemic started?
For me, definitely has to be community. Because there's if it wasn't for people, especially being at your house, going crazy, having cabin fever like I did, especially having this platform, basically Twitter and Instagram. I wouldn't be able to be like say I would be here at this point because it was rough. I'm not even gonna lie, especially having my friends here, my people here that I've met through here, and just talking every day or saying or I started a thing on Twitter which was basically, oh, what sneakers are you guys wearing today? Even though we were inside, just start conversation, everything. And I was surprised by how many people actually, basically joined in and started sending me pictures of their sneakers and everything. And I was lucky enough to actually meet one of my best friends on that platform, which you actually had her on, which is Erica. And, definitely I had to say community number one for me.
Okay, cool, cool. Now, for those, I'm sure everybody knows who you are, but for those that may not, tell everybody, who you are, where you're from.
Alrighty, my name is Stefania, but everybody calls me Steph, or on Instagram, Short Shooter Steph. I'm actually from Westchester, New York, 40 minutes away from New York City, but close enough. And that's just a little bit about me.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. So before we get into the regular questions, I do have to ask. I'm from Cleveland. I live in North Carolina now, but I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. And we only have now they're called the Guardians, the Browns, and the Cavs.
Yep.
Y'all being from cities where you have two basketball, two football, two baseball, how do you make that choice?
I mean, it is definitely a difficult choice, and I'm not gonna say family wasn't a factor because my uncles really got me into sports when I was younger, and I'm a big sports fanatic. But I was lucky enough that they actually made me, have my own choice because I'm not. Listen, all respect to Knicks, I'm not a Knicks fan, not at all.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm a Miami Heat fan. That's
Okay.
just my favorite player is Dwayne Wade. Fell in love with his playing, and I became a Heat fan ever since. And I don't know, just Yankees were just the Yankees. They're just 27 rings, juggernauts of baseball. Other than, watch a little bit of hockey, Rangers and all that, but I can go on forever when it comes to sports. But just, make picking and choosing Giants, obviously, New York Giants. Bills are getting popular now, don't get me wrong, but it's always Giants, Jets, and then unfortunately the Bills.
Hmm.
So, when it came to baseball, it was a no-brainer for the Yankees. Came to, football, I'm not gonna go for the Jets. I'm sorry. I'm not. Just not, we're not doing it. So I had to go for New York Giants.
Everybody just go for the Giants usually from New York.
Pretty much. That's a pretty much like it's a short thing. Like, you know, um, I know a couple Jets fans, but I'm just like, how like just like you asked me, I'm like, how does that happen? I'm just like, I don't know. Are you guys sure you're from New York or are you from Jersey? Oh man.
Well, one more question. You know, I know the Heat, got to the Eastern Conference Finals. They weren't able to overtake, but
Yeah.
I'm sure Eric is happy about Boston. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh my God, I know she's ecstatic.
I'm a Lakers fan, so I don't want the Celtics to win. I mean, I'm not. I love Golden State, but I still love the Lakers more. I just don't want Boston to have more championships than the Lakers because they're tied right now at 17. So I'm cheering for
Oh,
State.
and you know what? It's rough because my brother, he's a Golden State fan. He's been following Curry since he was in college, so he's a big Golden State fan. It's just like it's great to see both teams, especially these teams that are grown. But, a lot of people really did think, and I even told my brother, a lot of people did think that it was going to be like a no-brainer, easy peasy type situation for Golden State, but it hasn't been at all. And I don't know, at this point, at first I was like, Golden State had it in the bag, but I don't know about the Celtics. Celtics are a great team, and I hate to
Uh,
say that they're gonna be here for a while, but they're gonna be here for a while. And if they don't win this year, they're definitely gonna be for the years to come. They're definitely getting a ring in the next 5 years. I know that for a fact.
yeah, they've got a lot of size in the defense, the way they're coached,
Exactly.
a lot with that. So, well, my hope is that for my team, the Lakers, they can figure it out. So next year or the year after, it could be another Boston LA final. It's been a while since we had one of those. So,
No, exactly. That would be great.
so okay. So you got a lot of sneakers, you got a lot of shoes. I know, I see. I've been following you for a little bit. What was your first sneaker kind of moment? Your first sneaker memory, kind of?
My first sneaker memory definitely has to come, and I actually said this on the show with your wife V. Growing up, I wasn't, accessibility to sneakers, especially Jordans or any other type of sneaker wasn't a thing for me. It wasn't like, I was lucky enough to get one pair maybe every 2 years or maybe every year because, you had enough for the necessities at this point. And I was 2009. We ended up going to the city, me and my mother, and we just ended up going to Foot Locker in the city, Times Square area, and I see the mids. It was old love, new love, and I remember the red, black, and whites. They're still in my memory till this day. And I'm looking at the sneaker. Don't believe I have any chance of getting sneakers at this point because it's just not a thing that you spend money on at that point. My mom's like, "Oh, you want these sneakers?" And I'm like, "Are you joking right now? Are you kidding me? Or like, is this a joke? Like, don't yank my chain like that." And she actually brought me the sneakers, and I remember just wearing them, playing ball in them, basketball until they basically destroyed themselves. But for me, that was definitely my moment of just falling in love with Jordans in general and just sneakers. And, just having that, a Jordan in my hand, in my possession, actually having and owning one was great for me.
God,
Just, you know,
of
just a
course.
great moment.
See, I was lucky. I remember that pack, the old love, new love pack. For grade school, for GS, you all could buy the shoes separately, but for us, we had to buy
Hmm.
the entire pack. Now,
Exactly.
I'm dating myself here, but I remember that whole pack for both shoes. It was just $200, man. Like that's just one retro now. So,
Exactly.
oh man, how different times were, and how different Nike used to treat the Jordan One.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I always say these people, it's a lot of mid slander, and I'll tell people, they're just all Jordan Ones to me now. People are like, I gotta have a high, and I'm like, yeah, so you've only been in the Jordan Ones for a while, then if you gotta just have the high. So,
Hmm.
you know,
And I don't know. I mean, like back in the day, especially that pair, and like you said, the pack, you had to get it if it was in grade school. There is hate for mids, but those shoes sold so much. They were so popular. And then you get the slander for mids, like, oh, well, it's a mid. I'm like, like you said, it's like it's a Jordan 1.
yeah.
Regardless, it's like don't act like you don't buy them. You do.
Yeah.
So,
And to me, I mean, they made them like that up until 2013, where my pair from
hmm.
'01, my pairs, they're made like mids, even though they're OG colors. So I try to explain that to people, but some people just hop on the bandwagon. It's because I saw it on Instagram
Exactly.
where the mids. So,
Listen, I don't, teach their own. Because, people always love to talk about people's collections. Unfortunately, we call it pocket watching, and it's,
mm,
at the end of the day, whether you whether you like, the mids, whether you like Yeezys, New Balances, whatever. Even if you like, I don't know, we don't even see K-Swiss anymore, but you see if God forbid a celebrity puts on like their stamp on a K-Swiss sneaker, you'll see that how much that would sell.
mm,
So in general it's whatever you want to wear, how you rock it. If you love it, that's good enough for me at this point.
yeah. Thank you for that, by the way. That's well said.
Of
Well said.
course.
All right. Now, after that moment there that you had, in Times Square with your moms, and she got you the sneakers. What was that next sneaker that kind of like cemented it? That was like, all right, I'm in this now.
Okay. And it's kind of crazy to say this because yes, I had my sneakers, had those for until I broke them, and basically I want to say a couple years ago, it wasn't that long ago. Obviously, I got it was the breads, had to be the breads. I remember um one of my friends in college, she's a big sneaker collector as well, and she has so many pairs. And she had, I think, what was it, 2013, was it, or is it that, or was it what year did they come out? I remember specifically looking at hers, and obviously I always wanted the breads, and I wasn't like something I could get. And they came out again, and I'm like, I have to have them. I don't care. I don't care what I have to go through. I have to have them. This was only like a couple years back, to be honest. I got them, and then oh my God, I just went on a spending spree for sneakers at that point. I'm like, that's it. I'm addicted. I'm back, like, I'm back into like getting so many sneakers. I'm definitely gonna spend my check on them, unfortunately. But like I was telling your wife, I'm like having a sneaker, camera, and car addiction is it's not great for my pockets.
You said cameras and what else?
And a car addiction, which is basically my car, which is she's a Honda Civic, but I've done my little modifications to her, and regardless whether it's a Honda Civic or whether it's a GTR, money is money when it comes to car parts. And yeah, having those three addictions definitely it's great. It's great for like, it's great for my pockets at this point.
I will say, having a Honda myself, until I got said Honda, I didn't realize how deep of a rabbit hole it could be, getting the modifications and the things you can do. And it's like a whole community of Honda people. You got the motorcycle people, then you got the Civic people, the Accord people. I have a CRV, so it's not as many of them, but it's like a whole community. It's like 19
Oh,
Honda people.
oh, that's the same. Listen, they go hand in hand when it comes to like actually sneaker and car community. They go hand in hand. Like yeah, I've gone to a couple events, cars, it's called Cars and Kicks, where basically they have the cars like, stationed at, like, in a lot, and then you have their vendors and everything, and it's a great experience just to put those two together. So also I'm in the car community as well, doing my little modifications here and there to my vehicle. And I have a couple people here that follow me, which Honda Civic people, love my Honda Civic people, love the modifications. So, it's become a thing where it's just like, and then photography as well at that point. Just it's become like, mixing communities has been like, it's been a great thing. Just getting everybody's other perspective, and then you find out that, some people that are in the car community love sneakers too. I'm just like, oh, look, go hand in hand. So
Okay. Now with the cameras, is this like SLR cameras, or what kind of cameras are you using for your photography?
so right now I'm actually using my Sony A7 III. It's a mirrorless with well, I have two lenses for it. I have this one right now is 85 millimeter. Then I have my 24 by 70 Sigma.
Okay.
And pretty much when it comes to like I use both lenses for shots. Lately I've been using this one for my sneaker shots because it's a great lens to use, especially for the close-ups. And 24 by 70 is more like general. You can use it for universal, you can use it for a lot, landscape, portraits, anything you want. So obviously I want more lenses, but a lens in general costs it's a lot of money. It's just like, and then you have sneakers and you have this. So it's just like I'm trying to balance myself. I'm doing a great job at this point, but still, still, it's.
You're a photographer. Okay, I see you. I see you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I've always been in love with photography, especially I took a class when I was younger. Then I took a couple classes, especially in high school. And, we didn't use anything special. We used like Canon cameras and, regular Canon cameras. And even my teacher said, you have a talent for photography. And for me, I always loved photography. It's definitely like, my Zen moment where it's just like, I'm at peace when I'm taking photos. It's my favorite thing to do. I won't get bored of it. If I can do, like right now, obviously I'm working as a paralegal, but I have my 9 to 5. But if I could do photography full time, that's definitely the goal down the line. Um, Basically, it was actually the pandemic that I had the funds, I had the money, And I've always told myself I was gonna get a camera, but I knew for a while I was scoping the A7 III, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'm gonna do it, and I did it. And the rest is history. And look, we're here, and thank God that I have my community, my people, and it's just like supported me from day one, and now it's just only up from here.
No, well, that will happen. I mean, I'm speaking it into existence, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, just judging by just the stuff I've seen on your page, and I know that's just the tip of the iceberg. Um, your shots don't really look like anybody else's shots, so props to you for that.
Oh no, I appreciate it. I try to more so, I don't know, like everybody has their own, I feel like their own style when it comes to like sneaker photography or just sneakers in general, or the way the way you match your fits to it, the way you take the photos, the way you carry yourself. Because I just, for example, I took a couple photos of Erica when I went down to Boston to go see her. And at first she's a little bit shy, but more so I want, the person that I'm taking photos of to be comfortable.
Hmm.
So, just I like you have to basically put yourself into it, make them feel comfortable. And I told her, I'm like, it's like you're not seeing what I'm seeing. Like, I want to show you it like through my eyes, so I'm gonna do it through my camera. And you tell me if you like them or not. And we had a blast. And if I can, if I can, visit more people, especially in the community, take photos of them, definitely up to it, definitely up to it. And that's definitely a goal of mine, just to meet more people here in the community and just take a couple photos of them because I love, you know, the sneakers. I love the fits. I love how people, basically make, we all have the same type of sneakers at the end of the day, but people basically make them different. When it comes to their style, comes to the creativity is just incredible to me.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now, what well, I should say, while um, taking pictures of sneakers, have you ever had a sneaker that was kind of hard to shoot? Like just doing my basic, through my Apple, like a certain sneakers, like it's harder for me to get the real gist of the sneaker, like angle
Hmm.
wise or the right lighting or the right filter. Have you ever had a sneaker that you just was like, God, I just can't really get the sneaker down pat? Has that ever happened?
Um, per se, the sneaker. My whole process of it, it's basically I don't think in general I've had a problem with the sneaker itself. It's more so the environment because my like what I do is I picture it beforehand. Which is pretty crazy. I picture the location, I picture the setting that I want, and actually I'm blessed to have my boyfriend. He helps me out sometimes when it comes to taking photos, and I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna position myself. I literally use him and I put him somewhere and I'm like, all right, stand there. I position the camera and then basically I tell him, okay, come and just press the button. That's all you gotta do. So literally when it came to, for some reason, which I love, it's like a love-hate relationship with the shot, but I ended up taking a photo of these and I had it in my head like basically like a fall type situation when it came to the leaves in the background and basically like it rained and I wanted to get like the whole puddle basically reflection of the bottom. But
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, it just wasn't coming out the way I wanted it to be. Like it just was not coming out the way I envisioned. So literally, where it came to like, I'm not sure if it was the leaves, the fact, or something like that, but that shot was definitely the most for me. It was just very troubling, and I got a good shot, but it wasn't like the shot that I wanted. So definitely those were definitely the most difficult to date. The
Okay.
rest, thank God, like, I got the shot, thank God. But
Yeah.
it takes a learning at this point. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. So you said that next sneaker that kind of cemented it was the black and red one. They did come out in holiday 13, and they came out September 16. Um, All time shoe. I mean, I've seen you with it. You have the patent leather ones too, don't you?
hmm
Okay. Yeah. To me, those last two men's releases before the patent leather was tough because the 13 pair looks more like the OG because it's got a brighter red. The 16
hmm
made better, leather quality wise, but the red is so dark, it's not the same. And that's a shoe for me that's kind of, unless it's really sunny or it's just right,
hmm
hard for me to really get the gist of it where it doesn't look like it's like black and Bordeaux all the time sometimes. But of course, I'm just
exactly.
iPhone camera. So, But that's been a shoe. Sometimes it's hard for me to um, photograph if I'm doing my shoe of the day. Is that 2016 bread one? So
Oh no, definitely, definitely. I
yeah.
mean, it's funny because to date, I want to say I didn't know this photo was gonna blow up like it did, but actually it was a photo. It was my Bordeaux sixes with actually Erica's Bordeaux sevens,
Mm,
and it was side by side. And literally, I felt so bad because my boyfriend was trying to take the shot, but we went the way we were sitting down, and there was like we ended up going to like this I want to say we ended up going to brunch and we ended up going downstairs literally and there was water and like he didn't want to get wet so we were trying to get the good angle which I thought I did believe it was gonna like the photo was gonna do great but I didn't think it was gonna blow up like it did. It
mm,
got over like I want to say 1,000 likes. It got like a bunch of shout outs and everything and that like within itself I that's definitely a pair that I want in my collection. Definitely I like when I saw them on her foot and I was like, oh man, I need those shoes. I need those shoes. But she was a Johnny was a trooper, my boyfriend was a trooper, and she was, a good sport just sitting there and we were just trying to take the photo, especially we had to go to a game afterwards. We were going to the Red Sox Yankee game, so we were on like crunch time
gotcha.
and that was definitely one of my favorite photos to date as well. So, you
Oh,
know, so there's that, but yeah, she's definitely her collection's amazing though.
yeah. Shout out
Yeah,
E, 31. One of my
exactly.
best guests I done had on here. Know you. I know you in here. You Celtics. We'll talk about that later. But we touched on that a little bit at the
Uh,
top of the show. But shout out to Johnny as well for being a trooper. You do there. Shout out to him. Okay, all right. So we'll fast forward a little bit, and when you started, buying your own sneakers, like how old were you when you started? She said, "Go C's." How, how old were you when you started getting your own shoes yourself?
um, well, it's kind of crazy to say. I only got into like actually buying my own shoes. I want to say 5 years ago.
Okay.
Not not something like not something that like started super long ago. I ended up getting my first sneakers 5 years ago, and here and there I buy a couple kicks. So I do. I'm not like buying. If I could buy like a kick, or not even. I wouldn't say if I could buy them every week I would because at the end of the day I buy the ones that I actually like. I'm not to each their own when it comes to like buying a sneaker. But what I do dislike is people coming, especially I've seen a couple comments. I've heard a couple things where it's come like you shouldn't being a sneakerhead basically is not how many pairs you have. It's just being part of the community, sharing the love and passion for a sneaker, whether it's Jordan, whether it's Yeezy, whether it's New Balance, you know, just having love for a sneaker and showing your passion for it. And some of these people, man, really just like, well, did you get these? Did you get that? Like, it's not something that you have to get a sneaker every week type thing. That's not what it's about. And I feel like it's about like, especially it's about culture at this point. It's about, community culture in my opinion. And it's, like I said, if I could buy every pair, I still wouldn't buy every pair. I would buy the ones that I like,
Hmm.
in general. But, there's definitely a couple pairs that I missed out on, just like everybody else, We all been through our little bouts with sneakers app and raffles and we still go back just it's like a bad ex that we go back to. It's like you lose, no, we're still gonna go back in there, it's fine, we'll win next time. It's
Yeah.
like it's gambling at this
Yeah.
point. But here we are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and see, that's what I enjoy the most about doing these lives is connecting with all kinds of people because people just assume since I'm a little older, I have a lot of shoes and I've been collecting for a long time that I'm going to be on some gatekeeper stuff, and I'm not really like that. I want to hear everybody's story, and um, everybody has different reasons, for doing this. And see, with you being into sports, that was going to be my next question. I was going to ask, how much do you feel like being into sports has influenced, some of your sneaker purchases?
Oh, definitely 100%. Has influenced 100% because Well, my uncle used to live with us, and that's when we were little. My uncle used to live with us here, both of them, because my dad's one of four, and he has younger brothers. And one of them was a Knicks fan. The other one was actually a Bulls fan, Michael Jordan fan. So I would watch, I would watch the games with both of them, and Michael Jordan just, it's Michael Jordan. At the end of the day, you watch him, and literally the majority, I want to say 90%, maybe 95% of my collection are Jordans. Like for me, I will always forever love Michael Jordan, especially, watching the Last Dance documentary. For me, the way he held himself, his persona, that like never give up, never, like mentality for me. And, the style of the sneaker in general, just him rocking those sneakers definitely influenced the reason why I have these sneakers today. So even like, even Derek Jeter's another one, like yeah, they came out with those sneakers as well. Those are another pair that I would want. Those Jeter, like the Jeter shoes. Just, even Kobe's, I don't have a pair of Kobe's. I wanted the Grinches, but I lost. Like I didn't get them. But when it comes to like sports and sneakers, they kind of go hand in hand, just like the car community and the sneaker community go hand in hand. So
Yeah.
definitely I could say that it influenced me 100%.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Just being in the sports, it's a lot of, like, for instance, it brought, I feel like it brought some luck. Like, I wore my one of two pairs of Currys that I own. I wore them
Hmm.
today, because I really wanted Golden State to win. Because, again, I just don't want the Celtics to have more championships than the Lakers. I can't say that enough. But
Me neither.
uh, I'm a fan of his, though. I love Curry. I mean, it used to be tough, being from Cleveland. I'm supposed to hate Golden State because they beat us in three finals. But, I
Mm.
like the player he is on and off the court, and I definitely admire him. But it's like I wouldn't have the amount of Iversons I have if I didn't mess with him. So I got to mess with you, but like working for Converse, I have a lot of Wades. I don't have any of the Whale Wades, but I got the old Converse Wades. So
Yeah.
it's definitely like that where a lot of shoes and jerseys have been purchased just because I love sports.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, I'm glad you wear your sneakers today, honestly, because I just don't want the Celtics to win. It's, listen, that team, that town, that city is just a winning city. We know this by nature. So it's just like they're so used to winning, man. It's just come on, come on. It's like I know Golden State was one as well. Like they had a lot of chips, but still, I'm just listen. Love you, Erica. Love you. But your team has won enough. Your teams have won enough.
Well,
Okay, like, come on.
you know, and then I think about it, 'cause Erica's definitely one of the best, guests I've had on here, and I'm thinking like, damn, my show with her was like a year ago. It's like already like a year ago, but um, I said the same thing. I'm like, I don't remember, like in Boston, at least one of the teams is good. Either the Red Sox would be good, or the Celtics would be good, the Bruins might be good, and then you got the Patriots. I mean, come on,
Oh
like,
my God, they're just a winning city. Let's be honest here. It's just like, come on, come on. It's like if they don't win in one sport, they'll win in another. So
mm-hmm,
they can literally choose. It's like, okay, well, oh, we didn't win this year. Well, our basketball team will win, or like that. Listen, listen. I love my Yankees. Don't get me wrong, and we talk about this all the time with Erica, which is funny because literally a Yankee fan and a Boston fan together. But it's been it's been 11, and I say like 11 years since my team has won.
mm-hmm.
And don't I'm looking for that ring this year. I feel it. And I tell her this. I'm like, listen, it's our year. It's okay. It's like it's just gonna happen because I don't want to hear it from Boston fans in general. I don't.
Yeah, that Red Sox and Yankees thing, crazy. That's why I'm gonna date myself a little bit when in Cleveland when the Indians were good in the '90s. We had both of y'all numbers. You know what I'm saying? For a
Oh
couple,
yeah, you guys were great.
it was kind of maybe a 5 or 6 year window, but you guys have just won so much. Both of y'all. The Yankees too. I mean, the only time in my lifetime I remember the Yankees not really being that good was in the '80s when I was a kid. Like,
That's true.
you know, y'all still had him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still had Don Mattingly. So, with his hair and everything. So, still. But yeah, you guys, both of y'all have it better than me. You know.
I mean, we haven't won in. They definitely have us this century. I'm not gonna lie to you, and especially they'll always remember 2004 and So will I, just not for the right reasons. But I mean, definitely, New York is new. I feel like New York is due in general. Like, don't get me wrong, people don't remember this, but we actually won something last year, which was MLS. But MLS, it hasn't gone as big as it could be at this point. But NYCFC, come on, like I'm a fan. We won last year. Congratulations to us, but we need one of the big teams to step up. Like, where are the Giants? Where are the Yankees? Come on, like these teams got rolling in money. Come on, like what's like I see, for example, let's go to Boston. Boston, they win whether it's their basketball, whether it's their hockey or football or whatever. They win. They obviously have a good formula going. So what's the
Yeah.
deal with us? What's the deal with also, Cleveland, you guys won like, back like it's not what recently. You can say in the last like 10 years, you guys have won something. Come on.
Listen, I'm almost 42 years old. We have that one championship in my lifetime. I've celebrated more Lakers championships than that one Cavs. You know what I mean? But and we wasn't supposed to win that, but I feel it. I mean, I don't know. Just in high school, after the Indians kind of started to disband a little bit, they're
Yeah.
still good, but not as good. I mean, you all won 96, 98, 99, and 2000. Like, I mean, y'all have won, come on now. you know, the Knicks
Oh
were good
man.
for most of the 90s. I mean, it was always the Knicks and the Heat or the Knicks and the Bulls or the Knicks and the Pacers. So, I
Oh
don't know.
man.
And y'all had Eli.
See,
I mean, I could go on about New York, too. You had
two rings.
Eli win those two
Right.
Super Bowls.
Two rings against what? What? Exactly. That's what I thought. Two rings. I always remember that. Against Boston. Against Tom Brady himself. So thank
Yeah.
you, Eli. Thank you for those two rings that we
Uh,
took away from Tom Brady. Always remember
yeah. Last thing, it's always interesting how um, Eli Manning had a lot more. I feel like he had a lot more success against Brady than Peyton Manning did.
that. Oh,
Peyton
100%.
Manning's supposed to be better than Eli Manning, but he
Mm.
always used to come up short against him. I mean, he got him, but he didn't get him like how Eli got him.
No, exactly. Eli was like, we had a good, well, our defense wasn't supposed to be like, wasn't good at all because we were a wild card, like a wild card team.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody had us out. Every game we would play, oh, these are when the Giants lose, this is when the Giants lose. And we just kept battling. And our defense in that game really came together when it was, Strahan and Justin Tuck. And just like, basically, you
Straight.
know, Strahan, my man Strahan, I went to his retirement game. It's not for nothing, but that team had heart, has a lot, like, a team had a lot of heart. So for me, just seeing, like, everybody get those are the best stories to me. Like seeing everybody against you, just like Cleveland when it was a 3-1,
Yeah.
everybody's against you, and you're just like, oh, like nobody believes in you, no shot. And just to prove everybody wrong, those are my favorite. Those are like, for me, I had that moment as a fan, and just like, me going crazy like with my brother at the house, just having, celebrating because we beat Brady. And for you guys, same thing. It's like that 3-1 where everybody's like, oh no way, Cleveland comes back. No way, it's not gonna happen. And the
Yeah.
bounce back was everything.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was awesome.
That's what.
Moment in sports history.
Yeah. When I debate with people, I'm like, being from the '80s and '90s, it's hard for me to say anybody's better than Michael Jordan. But that championship 2016 Cleveland. And it's not just because I'm from Cleveland, but that the magnitude of that ring,
Exactly.
I can't really think of anybody I've seen do that. Magic is my favorite player of all time. Him,
Hmm.
Larry Bird, Isaiah. Then it went to Jordan, then Kobe and Shaq. Like I can't think of anybody with the magnitude of that ring, that weight of that ring that LeBron has. So
Exactly.
because we weren't supposed to have it, like you said.
Exactly. It was like, no way. Even if you guys won that game, everybody's like, well, it's gonna be the next game that they're done. It didn't happen. It's gonna be the next game. Look, it happened. They came back from 3-1. Come on. Who can, what teams can say that? Like, come back from, like, oh, I can't even say, you know what? I said what teams can say that, but, Boston actually did that, so it's whatever. We
Yeah,
won't talk about that. Did that against the Yankees.
yeah. Now you said that it's only been like 5 6 years. You really been popping kicks, seriously. How do you go about like styling the kicks with the outfits? Because you've done it in a way where it's still able to be feminine, but it's still you. It's really authentic the way it all comes together. How do you go about that?
At honestly, for people asking, that's actually a it's actually a great question. Whether do you match your fit around the kicks or do you match the kicks around the fit? That was actually, I actually did a we actually did a poll on that a couple, like this was a couple months ago.
Hmm.
And for me, more so, like it's a mix of both, where it's like, oh, like I'm going to like I would say I don't go into like really a mall anymore and buy clothes, but it's like more so I like looking for small businesses, whether it's like I found a lot of brands through Instagram actually, and just like I like finding like different type of stuff where it comes to like I wear a lot of it's called JK attire, which is basically a brand in the UK. And I saw what it's a little bit of urban, but also they have like a little bit like women stuff. And when it comes to like supporting small, I I look at these brands and I'm like, how can I like use this, like whether it's a shirt, a crop top, or joggers or whatever, and how can they how can they match my kicks, which a lot of silhouettes for Jordan are black and white or black, red and black and all that. So what does a woman have a lot in her closet? Black clothing, especially me. But when it comes to that, I search small brands especially, and just look for what I believe would go good with the kicks, or what I believe, what can match what. But it's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of difficult sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like, it's not how I envisioned the fit would look like, but I guess we'll make it work. I'm not. It's like a painting. I believe, when it comes to like, dressing yourself up, it's art. It's like, it's like a painting. Whether you believe it's bad, you can always, it's your art. Who's gonna critique it more than yourself?
Yeah,
So there's no right or wrong when it comes to that. So
gotcha.
basically, I just, mix and match, but definitely, you know, it's a little mix of both. Whether it's I have the kicks already and I look for something in my wardrobe, or I just I've had like I look for clothes and I'm like, oh, this will match match my patent breads, or match my Syracuse's, which they're definitely my number one sneaker. The Syracuse is my orange kicks, my Syracuse dunks are definitely my favorite at this point, because obviously I love orange.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Okay. Um. So, is there a brand, or even beyond a brand, an article of clothing that is popular that you don't rock with?
Hmm, let's see. I wouldn't say, well, it is clothing. He has clothing, but he also has sneakers. And this is like always a big thing when I say this, because everybody gets shocked, but I really do not like Yeezy. I don't. And to be like, to each their own. Like I just, I don't like the sneaker. I just never did. I never, when it comes to the clothing, I do like, to each their own. Again, I know some people aren't gonna, will get offended, but really just spending that amount of money on something that, in my opinion, is just really not it. And even when it comes to like, some people do, like for example, I don't see myself buying like Balenciaga or a big brand like that. Like it's not something that I would wear. Like I just like teach their own, congratulations, but $500, $400, like or whatever on a shirt, or on like or on pants. Like I'm not sure if you saw, I don't, was it Balenciaga, but I think it was like one of those brands where it was like a dirty pants, muddy pants, and they were selling these muddy pants for like $500.
Yeah, I seen
And
that.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, don't get me wrong, we have ripped jeans and women wear ripped jeans. I wear ripped jeans. I'm like, but I'm not gonna, if I want to do that, let me go outside, put my pants in a puddle, and then let me just slap, like, slap Balenciaga on it, like at this point. So honestly, my opinion, I'd rather support my local people, support small businesses, whether it comes to smaller brands, which aren't even I ain't even say smaller because at the end of the day, like they're brands. Whether it's Gucci, whether it's Balenciaga, whether it's we have I wear Chest and Checks, which is a brand that my friend B, he has been like he's more on Twitter, but he has little he has brand, and I will always support him. I rock his shirts. I rock what I can because for me it's just like I want to display your art, you know. So when it comes to somebody when it's like a brand or whatever, I'd rather just look for those people because at the end of the day they're putting their heart and soul, they're putting their creativity, and if I can display that for them and I can rock it more, like I will do it willingly. Like I'm gonna continue to do it. So
Nah, I got you. I got you. Well said. Well said. Um, well, now we're kind of at the halftime portion of the show. Um, so now I have some questions, kind of some either ors that I'd
okay.
like to answer. Just a few. So, um, are you wearing your bread patent ones or bread patent 11s? Which one are you going with?
11s.
Okay. All right. Okay. Um, that's a good one. So I know you love D Wade. So if
Yes.
you're starting a team, you picking D Wade or you picking Michael Jordan? That face.
Just had to go there, right? Just had to go there.
You don't
But
really lose either way. I mean,
but listen, I love Wade. I love him to death, and I don't even think he'll be mad at me at this point. If I like, just have to go with Michael Jordan.
I think he would pick Michael Jordan too.
Exactly. Thank you. Like he won't
All
even be
right.
mad at the decision.
So Wade or Kobe?
Let's go. It's like this. It's like the same question. We're like, come on, let's
I
go,
know.
It's Kobe.
I just slid that in right quick. Don't be mad at me.
Oh, of course.
Okay. All right. So would you rather the Yankees win a World Series or the Heat win an NBA championship? I think I already know this one, but still.
Yankees 100%.
Okay.
Yankees 100%. Because I can go to the parade here. Don't get me wrong. I would definitely fly out to Miami because Miami's a great time. But Yankees are right here. Like always for like especially I actually went to a game on Saturday. It's
Nice.
different. The environment it's a different environment. Just going to a baseball game, especially with your friends and everything, and just see. For me, especially, I'm very vocal, and Erica knows that I'm vocal. I love her, but like I ended up going to Fenway, and did that stop me from not from like New York Yankee fan going to Fenway, and you think that they should be vocal? Absolutely not. But I was obnoxious. And no, that game was great because literally they were winning. They were winning the whole game, and she was loving it. She's great though. Like she doesn't like brag at all. Like I'm the bragger. I'm the annoying one. Like it's just my nature. I'm a New Yorker. Let's be honest here.
Mm-hmm.
So she was having a great time, and when we came back and won the whole thing, like that game, it was I was so obnoxious. Like I told her I'm like you should have punched me in the face.
Oh man, she just said you set up the whole time. Uh,
Oh my God, no. Me at a Yankee game, I'm just nonstop. I'm the one that's getting up. I'll yell at the top of my lungs. Like, I do not care about being vocal. That's who I am, especially at a Yankees game. I will lose my voice. I don't care. Like, I will talk shit. I'm gonna talk shit. I don't care. Like, that's my team. Obviously we obviously we lose. She said we almost fought. Oh my God. I mean, we almost did. But yeah, definitely I'm super like I remember my boyfriend was like can like he tried to like literally warn me to can you not be vocal? Can you just not? Like we're going to different territory. I'm like, yeah, I looked at him like I can't promise that. I'm
mm,
like at this point if my best friend beats me up, I'll take the L. I'll let her beat me up. I deserve it. But I'm
all right.
very vocal when it comes to Yankees.
Okay. Um, since you're a New Yorker, I have to ask this. All white forces, all white dunks.
Air Force Ones. That's it.
This is another one. You know, you may look at me crazy, but again, it's New York. So Big or J?
Biggie.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
Always. Always.
Okay. One more before we get into the next part. Wu Tang or Mob Deep?
See, that's tough. That's tough.
The
I
dumb junkie
think
said I should have asked Nas or Jay Z, but you know.
seriously, not a that would have been tougher, but gotta go because my uncle listened more to Wu Tang, so definitely have to go with Wu Tang.
Yeah, I figured as much. I figured as much. All right.
Definitely.
Oh, one last you one. Black Cement 3 or Black Cement 4?
Ooh. And I gotta go. I gotta go three. Gotta go
Okay.
three.
I'm 4. I'm 4 with the black, but I'm 3 with the white.
Oh, okay, okay.
You
All
know.
right.
All right. So now this portion of the show after halftime, you know, we kind of talk about sneakers present day.
Mhm.
Obviously, we did touch on, you know, you spoke about, you know, we all look at the sneakers app as kind of like that toxic ex we just can't let go of because for whatever reason, it's just something there, you know, you just can't let go. Um,
Definitely not.
what would you say is the since the sneakers app era, I'll say 2015, which is about, you know, you've been buying sneakers about the time the sneakers app's been out. So
Mhm.
what would you say is the hardest L that you've taken, and then what's the biggest win you've taken off of that app?
Okay, definitely. I want to say hardest L. I had. It was definitely the. Was it the Travis Scott dunks? I think it was one of the Travis Scott dunks. I really
Okay.
wanted them, and don't get me wrong. Like I'm not really crazy about Travis Scott in general. Like those sneakers and everything, but I really wanted those. Like the whole bandana type. Like I love bandana. I'm wearing literally bandana right now. I love
Mm,
that. So I like it was my fault because I started obsessing over the sneaker like before it came out, looking at pictures of it. I'm like, I have to have them. I have to have them. I have to get them. I have to get them. And I was like, I think like you try to put like for me in general, I'm a positive person, so I try to put like positive vibes out there and be an optimist. Which for real, I'm a realist. And I was like, I think I can get them. I have a good feeling. I'm like, I don't know. Today's the day I'm gonna wake up. I took the hardest L, and I was just like, it just went downhill from there. I remember I was just like so upset. Don't want anybody to talk to me. Like, don't talk to me. Like, I don't know why I thought like you always think that you're just like, you know, this is your day. You're the one. Like, it's gonna happen today. It's like
yeah.
you're gonna win like what $1,000 at like the casino, but no, you don't. Like, it's just you lose all your money. That's what happens. But yet you still go back, and that was definitely for me. That was definitely like the hardest sell because I actually like obsessed over that sneaker and I wanted it. And look at it now, like look at the price of it now. Like, don't get me wrong, like teach your own, like, but I wouldn't like I maybe I'll get them in the future. Don't get me wrong, but right now I won't get them. I'll get them probably in the future at this point, but my biggest win I have to say because I didn't expect it, and it's recent, is the patent bread one. I didn't like, yeah, I like the sneaker. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, like love the one, love the whole like silhouette of the sneaker. And I remember I literally entered the draw for just basically shits and giggles. I just entered. I'm like, there's no way. Like I literally thought this is the funniest thing. Like it always happens this way. You never when it's like when you least expect it, it happens. Because I just like entered for shits and giggles. I pressed the button. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just receive like the L right now. All of a sudden I see got him. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I
Mhm.
told my boyfriend, I'm like, I'm not gonna buy any more sneakers. And then I entered this and I won them. I'm like, yeah. So I said I wasn't gonna buy any more sneakers this year. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, I won. And he's like, what do you mean you won? I'm like, I won. And he's like, so you got more sneakers? I'm like, yeah. But see, like you should be proud of me. You should be happy for me. I won something. I never win anything. Usually it's
Mm,
my mom, my mother, or my brother that win. Like it's like they're the ones that win. They have the good luck, and they're the ones that find $20 on the floor.
yeah,
I don't have that luck. Like I don't win. So I didn't think that was gonna happen, but it did, and just another beautiful sneaker in my collection. So definitely that made me happy because I did low key I did want them, but I just like I didn't expect at that point.
yeah. No, those are definitely. I mean, that's tough hell, but that's definitely a good win as well. See, you like those dunks to the point where you would have wanted them if they wouldn't have been Travis Scott's. You just wanted them because you liked how they looked.
Exactly.
That's.
Exactly.
I used to have that conversation with people when SBs was real hot in the 2000s. I'm like, I don't. I'm not a skateboarder. I haven't had a skateboard since the 80s. So
Hmm.
I just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just like dunks. It doesn't matter if it's SB or if it's just a regular dunk at Champs. I just like dunks. So I used to have that conversation. I'm like, it's not about the hype, you know,
Oh no, definitely.
you
And no,
know,
I
because
get that though. I
yeah,
get
like
that.
for me, wins. Most of my biggest sneakers wins have been through V. I mean, she's won a lot of really major things for me where I'm like, wow. I mean, I either took an L or I didn't get the
Right.
internet work or whatever. So she's held me down on quite a bit. But the best thing I probably got was the exclusive access to the Travis low top ones. And I told her I was
Ah,
going to sell them, but once I got them in hand and I
you're
got
like,
the
nah.
hood, like, yeah, I'm probably never going to see these for retail again. I'm going to just have to hold on to.
It's like I'm just gonna keep. Oh, definitely.
She won the first thing she ever won on the sneakers app was the Dornbecker 6 when they brought it back in 2019. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't
she
go
did
tell her
talk
about.
about that.
Why you ain't tell me? I could have entered it for you. I thought she might have been on some another sneaker. I thought it might be something like that. So I ended up almost shooting myself in the foot.
See, but it's the way that they do it, and it's the truth. Like, it's basically like gambling, to be honest. If we think
Mm-hmm.
if you think about it, it's kind of like gambling because it's a way that they make you basically they pull you in that you feel like you're lucky enough to have a chance to win, and it's the way that it happens because people like you're on like not everybody's at the sneaker, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. Social media ties into it a lot too, the fact that you're putting yourself like in like whether it's the Pat Breads or whether it's Travis Scott or whatever, you press you put in your information, you want these sneakers so bad, you enter, and then it's the feeling of winning. Everybody say what you gotta say. Everybody likes winning. We like winning. It's just in our nature. We love to win. So it's just like when you do win, you get a good feel. You get a good euphoric feelings like oh shit I won. Makes you feel good. And especially, you just want to feel good in the morning that you want a sneaker that you actually like.
Yeah.
And obviously, then you have the whole situation of like, you lose. You win some, you lose some, but you're still in there because then you still have that mentality that you're gonna win again.
Mm-hmm.
Just like gambling. So don't get me wrong, Nike's definitely smart in the way that they basically have that whole sneakers app because we're all we're all still here, right?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
all still here trying to get these sneakers, so it works.
Yeah. Ooh, excuse me. I see how you
Oh,
got all the World Series patches on you. I have a fitted like that, but I see how you got it all on there on the Sully. I never seen it before. That's hot.
oh, thank you. I mean, I saw it on the New Era website, and I was like, oh, like it has like I think it has four patches. It has two here in the front, two in the back, and I was like, oh yeah, definitely have to get it. I love I like don't get me wrong, I have a regular one too, but I love a little bit of don't a little bit of creativity on it. So
Yeah.
definitely
Now you're not. You said so. You're you said you're like 45 minutes from the city.
40, 45 minutes right away from the city. Yes.
Okay. Have you ever lived in the city?
No, I haven't lived in city. I
Okay.
mean, don't get me wrong. I've stayed in the city a couple times, all that. And there's once, we all go through, especially here in New York, we all go through our little phase where we all want to live in the city for
Mm-hmm.
one point or like the little Sex in the City type situation where you're like literally I want to live in the city. I want to be in like that whole New York City lifestyle.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong, I had that, but definitely not. I wouldn't want to live in the city.
Okay.
So, and
But
I'm in a good area. I'm in a good area. Like I'm actually pretty much in the middle of everything. Like when it comes to like the city or going a little bit upstate and everything, everything's like right there. So,
got you. Got you.
yeah,
Now you spend time in all the boroughs, though, I'm sure.
definitely. Yeah.
So what borough is most like, you know what I mean? That if you were gonna live there, which one would it be?
Definitely I would like teach your own because nothing wrong with the Bronx. Like my, I go to Bronx like from once in a while, but wouldn't live there. Queens, Queens is nice, but I wouldn't. I would definitely live in Brooklyn. But obviously, I would like everybody's like, oh yeah, she would live like, Williamsburg is great, super expensive, but definitely very art. It's gentrified. It's very artistic now, and they have so much going on over there that it's like definitely like it definitely fits me. So I would definitely see myself living in Williamsburg, especially, around that area, because it's nice. It's just like, you see all these different types of like, all this different, it's very artsy. So you see all like this different type of people, different like, the different fits. You see like, museums, and you see like everywhere on every block, like you see something different when it comes to food, museums, or anything. It's like super, super like, melting pot type of situation. So definitely live there.
Okay. I'll bring up the different boroughs just because I know they all have different personalities, but I also have to ask, because this is a sneaker show, where's the best place between all of those, or is there one spot, where you go to get the kicks if you in the city?
I actually, crazy thing, I actually haven't gotten, other than like those kicks I told you about my mom got me in Foot Locker, I haven't gotten kicks in the city.
Hmm.
There's actually, yeah, it's crazy to think about it. I haven't gotten kicks in the city because there's actually a place close to me. It's in Mamaroneck. It's called Direct Kicks, and they sell sneakers. And my friend actually knows like the owner, and I get my sneakers there. But don't get me like don't get me wrong. Like I've seen sneaker shops out there. Obviously, flight clubs out there. You have you have well Foot Locker. You can't even get sneakers in like Foot Locker anymore even if you want to, unless you have like the whole reservation type situation. But I haven't gotten sneakers in the city, not at all.
Okay.
Then again, it's because I would like at this point 45 minutes. Yeah, I can just drive 10 minutes to get like a direct kick. So definitely, it's a driving situation.
Gotcha. Gotcha. What size do you wear in shoes?
Me, I wear, and this is crazy for my like stature. I wear an 8 in women's.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's for regular like women's only shoes. That's a really popular size. That's what, like a 6.5 in GS.
Yeah, and it's like very like I feel like the average woman's foot size now is 8.
Yep.
So it's just like super super difficult. It's definitely I feel like it's like one of the universal sizes at this point, and it's super difficult to get like kicks because you can go like especially when it's like when whether it's the StockX or Goat app, you put that like size in. Oh yeah, definitely the number changes completely because it's a popular size. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But like most women either wear 8, 8.5, or they wear women's 10.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much.
So yeah, it's it's an interesting time for that because I always say I feel bad for y'all in the sense of GS resale wasn't really a thing. That's been the
Mhm.
most that's been the biggest change to me in the sneaker community since the
Mhm.
started was the GS resale. Because I mean, just managing a bunch of shoe stores as I have, I've always know I'm gonna sell 6.5 and 7 well because they're just
Mhm.
common sizes. But then people get hundreds of dollars for 3.5s and 4s. I used to have those sizes forever, all the way up to maybe 5, 5.5. If it's not just 11 or a crazy one, I know I'm gonna sit on it for a while. But um, that's something that just is it doesn't sit well with me. Even though I don't wear grade school, no one in my house wears grade school, but I know, you know, you and a bunch of other people, we all know
Hmm.
it's just not right.
Oh my God, it's become a journey. It's become a journey just to get like whether it's like grade school. I don't know for some reason it's like you press like size, boom. Like I think that happens with every sneaker size, but still it's like eight and a half, like eight and a half women, 8 women, 10 women. It's like don't even try at this point, but we still do. So.
Yeah, even like because I checked the sales of company wide Converse and eight and a half and just Chucks, black Chucks, white Chucks, they still sell out, be gone like wow
Mhm.
for some Chucks like
Mhm.
stuff I feel like everybody probably got, but yeah, it's just a different time, man. So
Definitely
um,
is.
I bring up the resale just to ask because my friend Carl in the comments asked us a little while back. Have you
Mhm.
ever paid resale, and what's the most that you have or would pay for resale?
So I'm actually a big believer in like not buying resale, and I always used to tell myself that I wasn't gonna buy resale unless I really, really wanted a sneaker. And most like my I want to say 99% of my collection is not resale. It's basically retail or I won't get it. But I did pull the trigger on my threes, my laser orange threes because I want those sneakers. I don't care. Like when they first I tried to get them when they first came out, I couldn't get them. And I literally I just like I don't know for some reason I told myself I like all right, just take the L. You're not gonna get them at this point. But I actually ended up going on Goat and they were at 340 in my size. I pulled the trigger. And that's the most I spent on a sneaker, to be honest.
So laser orange. So that's the pair that it looks like the white cement three, but it's got like the yellowish orange on it. Those.
Yeah, let me see. I got them right here. Actually, I wore them today at work. Yep.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I remember those. Like, I think they came out maybe 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. So yeah, those are hot. Those are hot.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry you had to. But yeah, if it's something you want, you work hard. You got it. So I got you.
And that's why I kept telling myself, I'm like, listen, you work your ass off. Because, like, it's like coming from, like, like I said, coming from a family where it's like, oh, like, sneakers weren't like, you couldn't even get, like, a pair of sneakers, like, every year. So for me, it's just, like, the whole mindset of, like, you're really gonna spend, like, especially my parents are, like, Mexican. Both of them are Mexican, and they're, like, culture comes in. It's like, you're really gonna spend $300 doing something, like, on a sneaker? And I'm like, listen, I work my ass off for it. I love sneakers just like you guys like the things that you guys like. So, for me, it's like, I work hard. I deserve this. I got like, I didn't have the chance to get the sneaker. I had the chance and I actually have, the luxury to get them. I'm getting them and I felt good about it. So, definitely like top number two in my collection.
Got you. Got you. Um. Now you just touched on the fact your parents are Mexican. Have you ever gravitated towards any of the sneaker collections they've come out with? For Hispanic people.
Not really, to be honest. That's, like when it comes to like like there has been like a lot of collaborations because I know that there's like the Paul is it Paul Rodriguez and
Hmm.
he has like the Mexican colors and everything. I'm not that crazy about green. And don't get me wrong, like when I was younger, I used to like wear stuff with the Mexican flag on and everything. But I haven't really just gravitated towards those collaborations. I mean, don't get me wrong, like that can change anytime because I love like switching it up. So, but till as of now, I haven't.
No, I got you. Because I see more of it. Um, where the brands are really making product for specific ethnicities, which is something we didn't.
Hmm.
Or you got BHM, you got the Puerto Rican forces they've been
Exactly.
West Indies. You got a lot of different
Hmm.
things. Like there's a collab Converse did the Mi Gente my people, Chuck,
Hmm.
1 star. It's a lot of that. N7, of course, the Native Americans. So a lot of people, some people don't rock with it, and some people do. So I always just like to get everybody's, you know, feelings on it. I know people
Oh,
that collect
definitely.
certain ones like that. So yeah, but I got you. I got you. Now, as we look towards the future, what direction you want to see your collection go in the future?
Um, I definitely, actually, it's crazy. I got my first pair of New Balances. I got 550s,
Hmm. Okay, the basketball.
and literally, like I said, like majority of my pairs are Jordan. So for me to get the first pair of New Balances, I great comfortability, beautiful silhouette. I do see myself getting more New Balances in the future. Definitely, I'm gonna add more in my collection. I definitely want to get. It's crazy. I definitely want to get more orange sneakers. Crazy to think that I love orange and I only have like a certain selection at this point. So I want to add more orange into my collection because a lot of my collection is like, which is normal, Jordan's red and black or red, black, and white. So definitely want to go towards that direction. Also, everybody, probably everybody's gonna say this, but the Chicago ones are definitely gonna be added to my collection because I'm definitely getting them. Those are on my list. So I
You
don't
see it in
care.
your eyes, the seriousness of
Yeah,
getting.
because like I'm getting them. It's not it's not that it's gonna be like oh perhaps I'm getting them at this point. But
Sure.
definitely gonna put those in my collection. The starfish ones? Those are gonna be like definitely want to get those at this point too. And I don't know at this point. Other than those, like those are certain. Um, I don't know if I see something that I like, I'm not opposed to it. Like especially me when it comes to like whether it's like, my fits or whether it's something like if I see something I like, I'm like, all right, we're gonna get this just so I can like make something happen with it, you know?
Yeah. And one orange sneaker, if you don't have it already, that I recommend to anyone is those LeBron 9 Big Bangs. All orange sneaker.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I
You know.
mean, I don't have LeBron's, but I would not be opposed to adding that to my collection. So,
Yeah. See, since I feel like GS LeBrons are usually, I mean, men's LeBrons, if you're an 11 or under, they're usually under retail. Usually
ah,
11 and a half and up, like my size, it gets a little weird. But they'd probably be dirt cheap. Might be like 140, 150, for your size.
no, so there you go. See, now I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to add more another sticker to my collection.
Yeah. So see, now that I know that you're looking to add more orange, I'm gonna just be sending you random orange stuff, in the inbox like, hey, did you see these? Would you wear these? So, you know.
I'll bring them all down definitely because it's definitely like it's funny because everybody like a lot like even like a lot of like the girls here in the community they're like it makes me feel good because like I one of them said, oh, now every time I think about orange I think of you. I'm like, oh, appreciate that. Because like definitely like it's funny because a lot of people like people are sarcastic. It's funny. It's like, oh, he's like, you really love orange. I'm like, oh, how'd you know? How'd that like how'd I give it away? But definitely it's like my car and me are like I call us the dynamic duo because we go hand in hand. My car is actually a wrap. My 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 friend actually did the wrap for me, which
Okay.
I appreciate that from him. He actually took time and did it before my birthday, which I appreciate. He like literally did it in 5 days because a wrap is not something that's easy at all. Like the whole process of wrapping a car. So I actually it's funny because Yankees are navy blue. Blue is definitely the least favorite color for me. I don't like blue. Like just
Hmm.
something that I just not gonna happen for me. I love red, love orange and all that, but blue is definitely like one of the least favorite colors for me. And I remember when I was getting my car, I was like talking to my family and I'm like and I ate my it's like funny it's like you eat your words. It's like I'm not getting a blue car. I'm definitely not getting a blue car. And I ended up getting like it's a blue, but it's like a navy blue. It's like it looks like black, but my car was blue and I'm
Mm.
just like, okay, like my mother was like, "Oh my God!" Like a lot of people love the color of my car, and I'm like, I'm not keeping it that color. I'm just letting you know for now. So when I actually, like, a week before my birthday, I knew like I had to look at certain wraps and everything. It was a process, but my friend made the process easier for me, and like when it came to a wrap, a certain wrap, and my car is actually finally orange. So a lot of my my fits and my pictures include my car because that's what I want. I want to like mix communities together, and I definitely want. I'm doing more to my car, but definitely putting those two and two they finally came together is was such a big thing for me. It's like definitely one of my happiest moments. So that's why I do showcase my car with my fits or my sneakers and everything because it's part of my plan. It was something that it was in my head at one point, and actually it was actually executed. So there's definitely more to come. So I'm very proud about that.
Yeah, well, I'll be definitely looking forward, to more posts because I did notice you do have your car in quite a few of those pictures. So that's tight. That's tight that you got it all or incorporated together. So
Yeah, thank you.
that's cool. That's cool. You've already kind of told me what you plan on getting next. I mean, Chicago's are a wrap. I know you're going to get those. Any interest in the Jordan 2, the white and black and red 2, the OG, or not really?
Um, that it was funny because on your wife's show and listen, mad love for Key. But she loves twos, but you know, twos are becoming very popular now. Makes sense with like all the collaborations that are coming out. I've never been the biggest fan of twos. Like it's not a silhouette that I really, really like. My friend actually has like a pair of like the red and white ones. I
Mm-hmm.
saw them in person. Not biggest fan on it. Not digging it. So I don't know. Like perhaps, but I really don't see myself getting like a pair of twos at this point.
Gotcha. All right. So as we wind down, what is your holy grail? What's that sneaker that you just need that you just haven't been able to put your hand on that you just kind of in constant pursuit for, or do you have one at all?
Well, definitely those Travis Scott ones. Definitely one of them. But also, ever since I saw them, and they were actually on my profile, and my friend actually has them. I saw them in person. The Bordeaux sevens, I have to have them. Like those are definitely ones that I really want.
Okay.
And I've been wanting them before I actually had the Bordeaux sixes.
Hmm.
But like Bordeaux sixes came out, you can't just not like, especially that silhouette and everything. Not like I'm big on. I have a lot of sixes in my collection. I love sixes. My infrared sixes definitely much that. It's funny because I'm actually giving you like in every category that I'm giving you my top five every time. Like, so they're definitely top three at this point. My infrared sixes, and definitely would love to have the Bordeaux sevens. Now that I have the sixes, like it's just it goes hand in hand, and I always wanted them, so definitely want to get those.
Okay. Now I'll be on the lookout for those for you as well in 6.5.
Yes, appreciate that.
Did they need to be desktop?
No,
Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna say nothing beat or nothing like that, but if I see a nice gently, used pair, I'll definitely send them your way.
thank you, appreciate it.
No
I
problem. No.
definitely want those.
Now those are my favorite sevens out of all of them. Especially out of the five OGs. I mean, to me, it's Bordeaux, Hair, Black and Red, Olympic, Cardinal. They
Yep.
kind of go in the order they came out.
Pretty
So
much, yeah, because it's a beautiful silhouette, a beautiful sneaker. Like I actually saw them in person because Erica has them, and like hers are mint condition because she also doesn't really wear hers. She actually took them out for that said reason because of the how I had the sixes and she had the sevens, and it's such a beautiful sneaker. Like I fell in love when I saw it. I'm like, and it's funny because we're like same size, and I'm like, oh, it would be great if I could just have them. But no, definitely it's one of her top sneakers, so I have to put them in my collection as well. So,
we're gonna find you a pair of those. You know what I'm saying? I'm already thinking of where I'm gonna look after we sign off here.
oh,
So
appreciate it,
no
appreciate it.
problem because I mean that's a shoe that's near and dear to my heart. I mean, it's it's one of those shoes where I mean it's only retro twice, but anytime it's come out, I've had to have it. So I
Oh,
understand.
definitely.
I'm gonna
Definitely.
so okay. Um, so I guess my second to last question um, is there anyone you'd like to see on this show?
Um, did you have Key on the show already? I think you did, right?
Oh, QC Kiki Cutie,
No, it was it Key to Your Soul?
Kitty Your Soul. Okay, yeah, she was actually she was guest 15.
Wow. Yeah,
So
and now you already had Erica.
she was
And
19.
yeah, heavy hitters right there, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Have you had a lot of people that you actually that it's funny because I actually like, gotten to know a lot of people because of you and your wife. So I
Mhm.
appreciate both of y'all doing this. Definitely keeps the community together. So I can't really think of somebody right now, but I'm pretty sure there's definitely some. Have you had Christina on the show? Christina underscore Michelle.
Christina, what's her name on Instagram?
Christina underscore Michelle. Have you had her on the show?
I don't think so. Um,
So she does like pictures of like literally her like nails and sneakers together. It's like beautiful, like beautiful pairings. I'm not sure if you had her, but she's definitely, somebody I would recommend. And then I think there's Bree. Don't remember her whole Instagram name, but I'll definitely send it to you. She's another one that she's great as well.
okay. Nah, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. We're coming up on 100 soon. I can't believe I've done this many shows, but I definitely appreciate you being on here.
No, I appreciate you considering me, especially like, like I said, you and V definitely like, have brought me like, closer to a lot of people that I know on this, on Instagram in general. And I always like, I try to tune in as much like to your shows and hers as well. And I love, V shows when she brings the like, the women together. Because, especially, when it comes to like, sneakerheads, females are definitely, important, a big thing in my opinion when it comes to sneakerheads in general. And we obviously, I think we do like, deserve the respect at this point because when you think about a sneakerhead, when you like, for example, me, I go on the streets. It's been like common occurrence, which is sad to say common occurrence. That's like, oh, you're a sneakerhead. It's like shocking because I'm a female, you know, which for me, the top sneakerheads that I know are all female. And these women have the greatest collections that I've seen at this point. Like where it comes to Key, where it comes to E, where it's Christina's another one. It's just like, you know, it's something that it shouldn't be uncommon for a female to have sneakers or to enjoy the sneaker game. And I'm not sure if you had her on her show. I think she runs a page of respect female sneakerheads. I'm not sure if you're actually if you know that page, but
Mm.
it's definitely, something that's very important when it comes to like the sneaker community is, to respect female sneakerheads. It's kind of sad to say respect them because some people are like, oh, well, it's always that comment from like not I haven't like, personally I haven't gone through it, but I've seen it where it's like, for you have a great collection for a female or, oh, for a female, it's like, you like these sneakers. It's come on, like it's not right. Number one, number two, it's like we're not female sneakerheads. We're sneakerheads.
Hmm.
Like that's what we are, regardless of whether we're female, male, female or not. Like it shouldn't be something that should be like there should be a line.
Yeah,
There shouldn't be that divide, but there is, you know?
I
So
agree.
something that I'm big on is, that whole especially female movement of like, hyping up my girls, sharing them, you know, putting like seeing their shows and all that because like I said, my big like, I do consider them role models, some of these women I do. And for example, V is one of them. I love your wife and because for what she does for her actually, bringing us all together and on this platform and just, meeting each at this point I met E, but at the same time it's like bringing us all together to share our passion as sneakerheads. That's what we are.
Nah,
So for her to do that, and for you to just, bring me on this show, it's, I appreciate it a lot.
no problem, no problem. I mean, yeah, I don't think it should be for a girl or whatever. The only thing I'm gonna say, and this may be looked at as hate, but it's not really. For Air Maxes specifically and runners, y'all be getting better colors. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, I
Y'all
mean,
that GS, it'd be GS only like 95s and 97s. I'm like, God, man, why can't they make those for dudes? But you know what I mean? I'm gonna let that ride. I do feel that way. Y'all get better colors and a lot of stuff. But you
I
know,
mean,
it's cool.
listen,
I'll just cry about it after the show, you know. But
the color pop, but
yeah,
listen, in that situation, I'm not complaining.
yeah, sure, sure. Now you're in a good spot 'cause you can wear the kids, the men's colorways, the women's. You know, if I could, I would wear like a men's seven. You know, so I can
Oh,
still do 7 wide, still get the men's sevens, even though they're hard to find. I can, get everything. So, you know,
I don't know. I'm right down the middle. I'm like, can get anything I want at this point.
yeah. Well,
Oh man.
before we sign off, did you have any questions for me?
Yeah. How did this whole sneaker conversations, when did like you decide that you were actually gonna do it, number one? Number two, how did you think of it? How did this start? What made you think like of this, this whole series?
Um, it's actually something I've wanted to do for a really long time.
Hmm.
Probably going back to before the pandemic when I was still living in Cleveland. I just, I don't know. I never did it. I only went live a few times, and it was only to promote the store I was running at the time. So I really didn't
Right.
know how it was. And I really regret not doing this earlier in the pandemic when like everybody was home because it probably would have been easier to get guests.
Oh
But
yeah, definitely.
I got to give props to DJ Monte Carlo. He wasn't here. I don't know if he's still in here, but just looking at his Heaven Sent show, a lot of it is based on because I think he's a Knicks fan. He's all about Penny, but you know,
Hmm.
um, I just seeing that and seeing other people, I'm like, I really want to connect with other people in the community. And now being down here, I don't really know a lot of people down here. So that was
Right.
the reason. So it's a couple different reasons why, but it's something that's been in the making for probably about 2 years.
Right. Okay.
So,
All right.
um, but it is a good way to connect with people, and I really want to hear people's sneaker stories that interest me.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that you actually, went through it and now look where we are, because I definitely, like I said before, the show, your show, or like, reason why I met a couple people on this platform to this day. So I do appreciate that. And, just bringing the community together. I do believe that, these shows are super important at this point for, for me in general, when it comes to like, just, listening to everybody, like everybody's stories, different, they're different likings and everything, it's a beautiful thing. So I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, nah, appreciate you saying that. But yeah, it's. I really wish I really should have started doing it sooner. But yeah, Sam, my boy DJ Monte Carlo, his show is called Heaven Sent. Um, on Instagram, I'm like, I wouldn't mind doing that, just making it a little different, make more about stuff I like, stuff I want to know. So,
Right.
but I really feel like you got, that presence where, you know, you should start doing this.
Oh, definitely. I definitely have a couple ideas in the works, in the making at this point. So, it just comes to like more so execution. So, like you said, like, perhaps, in the future, I'm definitely just trying to expand, like, creativity. So, like I said, one thing that I actually want to do is like, meet more people, make a whole situation where I want like, shoot people, like not like that, like photography wise, shoot people, like shoot their sneakers, all that. That's something I actually really want to do. So, down the line, I'm, hopefully, God willing, I'll be able to do that. But I appreciate the fact that you actually say, just trying to, put, put it all out there. So I'm blessed that people actually tune in. People actually, like my stuff. People, want to get to know me, just like, as are you with the show. So I'm blessed at this point. So all I can say is just when it comes to people listening right now, just like, regardless, keep tuning in, keep supporting, me, keep supporting you, because at the end of the day, it's all about support. It's all about community, and we're lucky we have that. So
All right. So before we sign off, this is something I'm just gonna ask you. I don't want you to get upset because I'm kind of putting you on the spot. You got to
go
give
ahead.
5 shoes in your collection off the top of your head right now. Can you do it?
5 shoes of what? Off what?
Top 5 shoes in your collection off the top of your head right now before we sign off.
Oh yeah, I've kind of already explained them. It was definitely well, not in order at this point, because like definitely my Syracuse Dunks, my laser orange threes, my my pan bread ones, my Air Max heavies at this point,
Okay.
and then my infrared sixes.
Okay. All right. I'm surprised to see the heavies in there. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen you do some things with them because you
Oh,
post.
I love that sneaker.
Yeah.
For me at this point for me, it's definitely considered, like, it's in the runnings for like sneaker of the year. Just that whole, even that pack in general, just the creativity and that sneaker. Such a beautiful sneaker. And I am going to show it because I have it right here. Because actually, right here with my other sneakers, I mean, come on, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Such a if I can, like, to be honest, if I can if I can describe myself in a sneaker when it comes to, like, a design, this would be it.
Okay.
Because this is so creative. Look at that. Like, so many colors, so many different things. You have the camo, you have the bandana, you have, the flowers, you have the denim, and, the person that create, like, which person or people that went all out for this silhouette, hats off to them, because it's such a beautiful sneaker.
Yeah.
So,
I wish I had some.
oh man, we should, like, that actually, it's funny because my boyfriend got those for me for my birthday, as my birthday gift. I had no faith that he was gonna get them for me. No faith, because, like, at the end of the day, I am the sneakerhead in this relationship, and he's like, "Oh, I'll get them for you." And I'm like, are you sure about that? You don't need help? Are you sure? I don't want, like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, listen, I'll be okay with that you tried, but I'll be like, man, I really want that sneaker. But he
Mm-hmm.
actually came through, and he got me the sneaker, and, like, literally I cried because I love, like, for me, I really, like, this is actually, like, I can say this is, like, for me, like, the same as the Travis Scott ones I didn't get, because I really like, before these sneakers came out, I really obsessed with the silhouette. I really wanted them. I love the whole, like, design on the sneaker, and I was like, I need these sneakers in my collection. I want them so bad. And for me, just to get them, I was like ecstatic, ecstatic. So, definitely in the running for sneaker of the year for me. Definitely top five my collection. And honestly, like, I'm the type that I will teach their own. Some people don't wear the sneakers. I love to wear my sneakers, and, like, that's just who I am. Who knows? Maybe I'll double up and get another pair, because I will rock these sneakers just like, my other pair of sneakers. I really don't. I try not to rock my infrared sixes because, I don't know, just like kind of easy to get, like, messed up, and they do
Mm-hmm.
crease. They do crease, so like, I don't wear those a lot. But, when it comes to the heavies, I love them. I love that sneaker. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Steph, I really appreciate you being on. Thank you.
No, I appreciate you considering me again. Had a lot of fun. Appreciate this, this platform, and, continue what you're doing at this point, because, I'll definitely tune in. I'll definitely, send a couple recommendations your way. And,
Yes.
when it comes to any, there's a question, one more question for you. Like, with this, with this series, and, I know you do purchase or pass with V and all that. Do you have anything else that you're thinking about, whether it comes, like, when it comes to the series, like, or, like, would you make any, like, reels, or would you do something different? Like, Just out of curiosity.
Well, um, I have some other show concepts, but I've kind of spread myself thin because I do this. Of course, Person
Right.
Speak. Um, there's a show I do. Two other shows we do once a month. Reachbacks with
Yeah.
QC Beauty, and then we have Certified OGs, where it's four of us. But with the reels, it's something I'm trying to do more. I started this little series called Daily Converse, but
Hmm.
I haven't really made but three so far. But I really need to make more reels in general. Um, I really need to get back to making YouTube content. I post all
Yeah.
the on my YouTube, but I need to
Hmm.
get back into my shoe reviews and looking at old stuff through the collection. So that's something I'm looking to get more into, deeper into this summer. And I also plan on coming out with some shirts. So that's also
Oh, you already know. Just let me know when it comes to the shirts, because I love that. I love whole rock, like rocking, especially independent brands. It's my favorite thing to do. So I'll definitely support you on that. Comes on the When it comes to reels, I'm also trying to get into that. Into that, like that whole new situation when it comes to that. So I'm trying to make content in that. So definitely, I'll keep searching for your stuff. But I appreciate you having me on the show. Appreciate supporting me, and you know appreciate this. So appreciate the people actually tuned in, people that tuned in for a little bit, or still here. Appreciate them, supporting us in general. So mad love for everybody.
yeah, for sure. It's definitely been a pleasure. Um, so I will definitely be sending orange shoes and some Bordeaux sevens your way here shortly.
Yes, yes.
All
Let me
right,
know.
for sure,
Getting
for sure.
excited.
Listen, you take care, and I'll be in.
Likewise. Appreciate you again.
No problem. Peace.
Bye.